Will Brittain. He's my special guest today, and he is so gracious right now. He's given me a couple more minutes here to get to know him. This is such a great conversation, and there's so much left to learn. Maybe we'll have him back one day. Maybe I can convince him to come back. I wanted you
Be
to
awesome.
take a, and you can do this quickly if you like, so that if you want to talk about the film a little bit more as well. Um, I wanted to like travel and walk the path that you walk and see what you see and what you love about Austin. As you know, I've got family there. I've been there a few times, and I, I, I'd love to see and hear about what you love about the town. I mean, in a nutshell, wrapping it up, what is Austin to you? Why do you love living? Why are you living there? Why do you love it so much?
Um, the vibe. I mean, that's a general summary, but it's just, it's McConaughey infused with Willie Nelson infused with Gary Clark Jr. It's Texas Longhorn football on a Saturday morning in the fall. It's tailgates. It's jumping in the cold water of Barton Springs or taking a run on Town Lake. It's stumbling into a bar and hearing the best country music you've ever heard in your life. And who is this guy? I've never even heard
Yeah.
of this guy. And walking into the restaurant across the street and getting the best Mexican food you've ever had, or just showing up at a gas station and trying out a food truck. And it turns out that's the best breakfast taco I've ever tasted. It's the right amount of politics from all different directions infusing together to make a cocktail of opinions and beliefs that are usually accepted by all. And anyone who doesn't accept it usually gets their ass kicked out of town. It's it's horrible, horrible, horrible heat in the summertime that you just have to be tough enough to endure, which makes us Texas tough. It's surprisingly cold in the wintertime. It's beautiful. You'll be hard put to find a city with more trees. Austin is very, very protective of its trees. You can't cut a tree down here if it falls on your house. You got to let the thing just grow right into your house and just build right on top of it. I mean, if you
Got a
fly
tree
over this,
house.
yeah, it's nice. There you go. Swiss Family Robinson. If you fly over the city and you look out of an airplane, just take note of the amount of trees. It's very protective, and it's a great thing because when
Yeah,
you're in the
I like
city
that.
driving around, there's trees everywhere, everywhere.
It's one thing I
Um,
love about New York is all the trees in the streets and
yeah,
it's
it's
like
great.
nature and city at the same time. You just painted such a beautiful picture of Austin. In fact, all of my questions, you hit every one of them. Almost like you're looking at what I wanted to ask you about Austin, but that should go on their brochure, what you just said about Austin. I'm not kidding you. That was
Thank you.
very quotable. All right, so in the last minute here, so that we get to hang out with you, um, I wanted to ask you about Wayward, like from your character perspective, from your first reading of the script, from your work in the film. What is your take? What is your summary in your own words about what Wayward is about? I've asked everybody this, and they each had a unique perspective, and I'd love to hear yours.
Um, Wayward is about this little girl's journey of self-discovery about who she is and what's right and what's wrong. And the conduit for that are these two hooligans that she runs into on the road. And through them, she comes to understand what love is and what isn't, what she wants out of life and what she doesn't want out of life, and sort of the dark side of the good and the good side in the dark. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Good description. Clementine, the movie Clementine that you are in, and Blow the Man Down and Wayward, they're all helmed by women writer and directors. And this question, I do not want to do, it's not controversial, and I don't mean it that way at all,
Mm.
but are there differences, in your opinion, between male and female directors? In the work that I do, there's difference between male and female, and they're good things. I think they're very strong qualities that each gender brings. Is there anything that you've noticed about female directors, aside from male directors, that the differences and the things that you appreciate?
Uh, not in terms of like directing itself. And what I mean by that is like good directors are good directors. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like it's
Doesn't
just
matter
it's just
who you.
yeah, there's like a it's like a there's a pancake aspect to that that you can't deny. If it's a good pancake, it's a good pancake. You know what I mean? So there's sort of that sentiment to it, you know, on the grand scale. I think women have their own perspective to bring through their art. And so that perspective is, of course, unique to women only. And each woman's going to have her own journey and experience that makes her own individual perspective unique. You know, and men probably have the same thing that could be said about them. You know, I think that's why it's important that we sort of champion art from all different types of people because you're going to get all different types of music and movies and
Results.
paintings and
Yeah.
yeah from that.
Yeah. Love.
I love working with women. But I don't have a director that comes to mind that I didn't like working. I mean, and I'm not saying that as a in terms of flattery or like I get along with everybody. I mean, you know, I'm out of like vibes with one director a little bit more than the other on a personal level, but in terms of like the work I've done, I haven't had a moment where I've gone, it sucks working with this person. You know, it's thankfully, you know, maybe I will down the road. I hope I don't, but so far that hasn't been the case.
Hmm. Jacqueline Froelich, the writer director, anything that really stands out that you took from that experience with her as a director and a writer?
Yeah, she's calm and she knows her movie. And calm is not always simpatico with director. A lot of times the director will kind of the person that's pacing back and forth behind the camera kind of can I see this shot? Can I see the shot? You show me the shot.
Hmm.
What's the shot? Okay, all right, fine. Um, and it's also it's almost off-putting to see someone with such authority operate so calmly. Um, you know, and it's just a good lesson in sort
Sureness
of
of herself,
yeah, and sureness of herself and
confidence.
confidence and to sort of to sort of realize that jobs can get done a lot of different ways, you know, and leadership can present itself in a lot of different ways. And just keep that open mind about it. You don't necessarily know what's ticking behind someone's eyes. Just because they present this laid back doesn't mean they're not razor sharp underneath, you know. And she was, and it's a good tactic for a director because it keeps you on your toes as an actor. I think you want your actor to be a little bit nervous, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want them thinking like, oh, I'm nailing it. I'm nailing
Yeah.
this role. I don't think you ever want that. You want them to be sort of like, you want them to be in the moment and trusting their instincts, but you want them to be kind of thinking a little bit, you know, pushing a little bit at the
Little,
boundaries.
yeah, a little on edge, a little uh,
Right. Right.
trying to please also, right? Trying to
Yeah,
do a
yeah.
good job. And
It's their movie.
yeah,
You're
and
a
you're
part of their
pleasing
movie.
them, you're pleasing an
Right.
audience, most likely.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
hey, well, man, thanks so much for this time with you. Really enjoy getting to know you. Uh, you gonna watch Wayward tonight? It's streaming.
I've seen Wayward a couple of times. I'm not gonna watch Wayward for a long time, but I'm gonna watch Wayward again. It's fun to come back to things. Uh, if I watch it tonight, I would go, yeah, gummit, it's being released tonight. I wish I had played that scene differently, you know. Um, but
Well,
I'm
give your
really
best to your fans and to the people that love watching you for Wayward. Like, what? Why should they watch it? What?
oh man, well, it's just a dag.
Good
It's
movie.
just a daggum
Good
good
movie.
movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. You know, good
Simple
movies
as
are good
that.
movies. My mom loved it. She's got good taste. So, you know, as Mama Brittain says it's good, you better believe it's good.
How about Lazarus? That's what I want to know. How did he like it?
he's not staying in one room long enough to watch this movie, man. He's couch potatoing from one spot to the next. Yeah.
All right. So final words to you. Do you want to thank anybody? And like,
I I want to thank you actually, because this has been a fantastic experience, and you run a fantastic show. So thank you for taking the time. Thanks to Jocelyn and everybody on the Wayward team for taking the time and setting this up. Because like I said, I've really enjoyed this. And thanks to my wife for riding out to California with me in a Toyota 4Runner to film a movie and shack up in a little creepy room in the Hollywood Hills for a month during a global pandemic so that you and I could make this happen 5 years later. Pretty
yeah,
cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Perfect last words, final words. Thank you so much, Will Brittain. The film is Wayward. Check out all of his stuff on IMDb or wherever you fucking find movies with Will in them. And check out Wayward tonight. Go stream it. Communicate, but listen more and evolve. Everybody have a great day.